Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ray.
And welcome to the So I Wrote a Book podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about what do you do if somebody close to you doesn't like what you're writing, whether it be a parent, a friend, spouse, partner, whatever. What do you do?
It's a very important thing that you're going to have to come across eventually in your writing journey. So it's best to put some thought into how you're going to approach it in the future.
Yeah, for me, I have been through so much that I don't really care if somebody doesn't like what I'm writing because this is cliche, but you only live once and life is too short not to write what you want. As long as you're not like advocating for hurting anybody or, being rude or anything to anybody else.
As far as my perspective on it goes, if the person that may not like it isn't part of your target audience, then it's clearly not going to vibe with them. The only time you would need to take their opinion into account heavily for what you're trying to go with, trying to make your writing better, is if they did actually fall into your target demographic, because then they may have some input on what's actually going to make it better for you.
I mean, that's true to an extent, but don't you think that somebody close to you, even if they fall within what you believe is your target demographic, they may not like it just because you wrote it and they don't see you as a real author yet?
That may be true.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, how many friends of yours have seen what you wrote and they're like, oh, he isn't a real author, I don't like this. But if it was written by somebody like they either admired or somebody else who wrote in that genre, they'd be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, you have to read it. But because it's you, they're like, ugh, I'm not going to tell anyone about it. This is, I can't even look at it. I would never read something like that.
It's bound to happen to some people. Anecdotally, I have not run into that situation.
Sure you haven't.
I haven't? Oh, you're talking about family members as well.
Yeah, family. Well, your family members I don't think would really be in your target demographic anyway.
I do have a few friends that are, and they were like, oh, cool. And then they read the book and were like, yeah, it's pretty good, man. So I did have that kind of positive feedback on it.
I guess, but I also think we see things from a different side of the coin because, yeah, they were supportive, but they were also like, this is awesome. Giggle, giggle, giggle. This is awesome.
Well, it was a comedy book.
He's like, can't believe you did this. Giggle, giggle. But no, I get it.
I never expected my co-host to be the main detractor for my writing.
No, I love you. I was the one who encouraged you. I was your muse. I was the inspiration. No, I wasn't. But I encouraged you to keep writing because you were like, no, I'm not going to write this. But I encouraged you to keep writing. And I love what you wrote. Granted, it's a little bit off the rails, but I love it. I think it really fits your vibe. And I want to see what else you write outside of that series. But I think for a starter series, it really fits what you needed to be able to kick off your writing career.
And speaking of tangents, back on topic.
Well, no, it's part of the process because you have to, even if somebody doesn't like it, you have to find the will to keep writing because obviously you want to write something that you like, but you also need to keep in mind your target demographic. And to an extent, yeah, you need to keep in mind that people close to you might be within your target demographic, but because they know you and they may not see you as a real author because you're not published, you're not, I don't know, you don't have somebody representing you, so forth and so on. It might be a little bit more difficult for them to get behind you on what you're putting out into the world. And it may come from a place of concern, wanting to support you, but not wanting to see you fail. There are a whole bunch of different reasons why they may not like what you write. But on the other side, there may be a sort of control issue where it might not be about the words that you put on the page. It might be about the type of stuff that you're writing about that they might not like. And that's something that I don't know that you can just turn around and be like, oh, I'll write something different. Because if it's something that you want to write and they don't like the genre or the stuff within the book that you're writing, then that might be something different. And that mostly comes from a lot of writers with adult content in their books, where somebody close to you might be like, I don't like this. And I don't know, if you feel strongly that you like that sort of stuff in a book, or that's the type of stuff that you're enjoying writing, then I don't think that that's something that you can be like, yeah, I'll scrap it. Like, it's not for everybody, but if it's for you, then why not write it?
Yes, primarily for writing, your audience is one at the end of the day. If you can write something that you like, that's the most you can do, because you don't want to be absolutely hating what you're doing every day. And beyond the audience of one, you also know your target is going to be a larger portion of people than you actually know in real life currently, unless you're some really big person that's got thousands of friends, which I don't know anybody like that. It seems daunting a little bit. I try to keep my little circle contained. So I believe most people have between, I'd say, 20 and 100 genuine friends that they can reach out to, talk to, see how they're doing. And beyond those people, I mean, you're going to want more than 100 sales.
Well, yeah. And I think that's why social media has become so impactful, because you can find those thousands of people who are more like you, enjoy what you like, and you can tell them about what you've written, and they'll be like, that is totally my vibe. I'm going to get it. And those are the people at the end of the day who are going to end up supporting you in what you write. And it's not always going to be the people who are closest to you, who you feel are most important in your life. And I think it's difficult to acknowledge that there may be some friction because of it, but if you're happy with what you write, then I think that is the most important thing, because that's what's going to make your writing better.
One other possibility, the writing might not be up to snuff for the section that person is reading. So before you completely dismiss anything that somebody says, if they give it a chance and try to read something, come back with any criticisms, or I didn't like this part, maybe just delve a little deeper once or twice, just to kind of see if there's some other reason why they didn't like it. Because I know some writing styles can feel a little jarring to some people. But if you understand that style and somebody else doesn't, maybe you could find someone that kind of meshes with you in understanding where you're coming from, what you're trying to portray in your writing. And that would be a little bit more beneficial. If you're one of those out there writers, or you write with a larger vocabulary that a lot of people might not understand, you just have to understand your audience pretty much. And that comes with time. You have to experiment, show your stuff to different people, get a wide variety of ARC readers from different walks of life, different backgrounds, because that'll ultimately help you kind of nail down which people like your book and other things like that.
That's true. And like he said, if somebody says, I don't like it, then the first question you need to ask is, why didn't you like it? Don't just take I didn't like it as like the end all be all, because they could not like it for a variety of reasons. And some of those reasons could honestly be pretty stupid.
Be like a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old. Just ask why every time they say something.
That should be the motto. Anytime somebody gives a vague, I don't like this, you say, why? And they're going to get annoyed. But I think you need to know why. Because you can't just go about changing everything just because one person doesn't like it. And that's also where ARC reading and early readers come in, because they're the ones you'll have more people to give you reasons that things need to be changed, or the story isn't flowing, so forth and so on. And that's when you need to look at, okay, maybe I should change this section, maybe I should revise this, edit this, so forth and so on. But yeah, I think that just because somebody close to you doesn't like what you're writing doesn't necessarily mean that what you're writing is bad, or that you shouldn't keep writing it. It just means that you need to take a deeper look into why they didn't like it and decide why you're writing what you're writing, whether you enjoy what you're writing, and if you should keep writing in that style. But also, practicing can make you a better writer, so just keep writing. If it's because your vocabulary or grammar isn't where it should be, then it's just continuing to write, revise, edit, and If it's something else, then you just need to take a look at what it is and practice and get better at it. It's not that somebody has an innate talent to write, or that some people are better at writing, just they can craft sentences and paragraphs in a way that's just amazing, but that doesn't mean you can't get to that level. It just may take you more time.
Not everybody has a mind for a thesaurus, so you could just have one on the desk right next to you.
Not everybody read a thesaurus for fun.
I didn't read a thesaurus for fun. It was a dictionary.
Oh.
There's a difference.
There's a difference. Yeah. Okay.
But with that said, I think we're gonna wrap it up. It's been fun. We had a nice little conversation.
Yes.
But until next time, my name's Ray.
My name's Sarah.
And we'll catch you later.
Bye.